As an entertainment commentator, especially one that works within the cinema scene, you have the responsibility of keeping an eye on what projects are going to be releasing, whether they be, in regards to maybe their arrival or maybe projects that are in the working stages or in development. You have to keep an eye on what's coming and what's slated among many different companies. So perhaps some projects, depending on perhaps your fixation of gaze, if you keep a meticulous eye on many different scenes, let's say, for example, what's available in commercial fare and the indie fare, your gaze goes a whole number of places. So perhaps one project or two escapes your knowledge. And then sometimes you get real curveballs. Films that you never thought would have another release in the works, right? An announcement to you comes off as so abrupt. Book Club was that. I had heard nothing about a sequel being done for a film that, when I watched it, I regarded as a one-off, a very pleasurable one-off, and a film I had a very fun experience with at this point. I've seen it, I think, twice. The second time, admittedly, again, the first time was the more charming of the two, but it was still a pleasurable experience. But the film I absolutely loved. It's a hysterical thrill ride of fun. And yet I said, it's a smaller movie. The story's very concise. That's probably it, right? I never considered a sequel, and I heard nothing about it until Focus Features a couple days ago put up a trailer on their channel for Book Club 2, The Next Chapter, which is, by the way, such an on-brand name. Of course, it fits with the book club analogy. I am so ecstatic. Again, I loved the first Book Club movie. I thought it was so much fun. Watching a group of women that have a beautiful chemistry of one another. I mean, Mary Steenburgen, I forget her name. Is it Candace Bergen? I forget. Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda. All four of them work really well together, and they're male compatriots in terms of some of the husbands or boyfriend characters. They were so much fun. I mean, you got Andy Garcia in the movie. He's always charming. Craig T. Nelson as well. We'll get to that. I loved the first movie. And watching a group of senior-age women reading 50 Shades, a book that I, like everybody will say, is just not good, either from a moral standpoint or from a writing quality. Having a group of older women reading this book in terms of subject of a book club focus as a how-to guide was hilarious. And I'm curious to see if Book Club 2 can outdo the first one in regards to humor. I honestly don't know. Can you top that Viagra scene? That was so funny. You poisoned me. That's so great. I'm happy to have a return experience. Again, like I said, sometimes you get curveballs, and there's films that come out that you heard nothing about, and then you see the title, and you're like, wow, I'm happy. It's such a shock to you. Book Club 2 is that. And with The Next Chapter, I am happy to at least relive the experience on Mother's Day, no less. It's so on point with the release date. I absolutely love it. I will say, hopefully you have better luck getting people to go with you than I did, because I mentioned this title. This is the first impression of what you're getting with me, but I mentioned the title to my mother, who's not seen the first movie, and I've told her to, and I'm like, can I take you to the movie for this? And she and I do not share in any way movie tastes. Like, I watch so many projects that she's not a fan of the genre. Like, if I give an English movie or something for her, that'd be a different story. But for her, it's just like, we don't come across many projects that we tend to enjoy each other's company. Because, everybody has their particular genre tastes. And I thought Book Club would be a nice compromise, right? It's a romantic comedy. She's still like, she wouldn't say it this way. She's like, oh, hell no. That's the vibe that comes across. I'm like, seriously? Like, work with me here. Book Club was fine. In terms like a mother-son date at the theater, like, I would think this would be great. Hopefully you have better luck getting your mother to go with you than I did. Or maybe I could see this easily being like a gal pals movie, like a bunch of mothers go together. See, I think this movie's going to do very well. Again, like I said, if you've never seen the first Book Club, go watch it. It's so funny. Are they going to be I wonder what the subject of the book is going to be here. Is it going to be 50 Shades Darker? Because that'd be absolutely hysterical. Or maybe they've learned their lesson the first time, like, we're never picking up that trash again. Either way, let's relive the thrill of the first experience with the second movie. I'm so happy this is getting another installment. So great.
Life is like a really great novel. You never know what the next chapter will bring.
Hello!
Okay, what we're reading now.
What's going on with the gloves?
I'll show you what's next. Oh my God. You're engaged? When did this happen? It was last night.
You know what that means? Bachelorette. The book says we can't reject our destiny. And I think we should all go to Italy.
Italy? We might never have a chance to do something
City
like
of
this
Romance itself.
Now it's
Or country, really. Oh gosh, this is gonna be so much fun.
I love this city. I love anything that's falling apart more than I am. Life is unpredictable. And it's the surprises that make it worth living.
Scusi, signora. Chef Johnny says if you would like, you should see his cucina.
I'm sorry, see, is cucina means kitchen.
I bet it's big. Just don't do anything I would do.
That's actually really good advice.
And everybody's back for this movie. I'm so happy.
Buonasera, signore.
Wait a minute. A buff cop just happens to drive by. Okay, show me your concealed weapon. I do think he missed his calling.
I love it. Again, I love the first movie. You know, I have broad tastes, right? Some of you might look at me like, you cover like a wide variety, you know, of projects, right? I tend to look at like a lot of stuff in the thriller space and the comic book sphere. So, you know, book club might be a bit of an obscure release when I say I absolutely love the first film. You're like, you gravitated to that? Yes, I was a big Golden Girls fan, and this really had a vibe of that in terms of the female camaraderie. But I love the first chapter. I don't think they're reading... I didn't see 50 Shades Darker at all. I think they learned their lesson. I think they showed the book, though, or at least one of them. Did they say it was The Bachelorette or The Alchemist? I've never heard of it. I'll have to look more into that book. I mean, maybe it's got enough of a humorous vibe as well that would be consistent with 50 Shades. But, I mean, that was just so funny in itself. Like, watching a group of women running around thinking, 50 Shades, this is how you do it. And it's like, no. Those books should not be replicated. I mean, though again, like I said, I'm no fan of them. I'll never watch the movies. I'll never read the books. I mean, the books themselves, I've seen snippets of the dialogue and the writing, and it is pure trash. I mean, seriously. It was just bad writing quality. And I can say that as an English major. I thought it was in no way well constructed. It's just cheap bookshelf relationship fodder with, and I still don't understand, you know, who finds that type of life entertaining? I mean, you're talking about like BDSM, and that reeks to me of like an abusive relationship. Who wants to entertain that? I know some people have like their fetishes or whatever, but it's like, oh, I don't know. I'll never see abuse as anything to humor. Just saying. So watching again a bit of a caricature performance of that book was quite funny, but then the chemistry of all these characters together, it was hilarious. And to me, like I said, it's a real Golden Girls vibe. If you loved that show, and I did, that's like classic sitcom television. Book Club 2, I'm so happy with. The presentation, going to Italy, no less. I mean, that really is the city of love. You're going to have a whole bunch of jokes that come up from that, but I really can't wait for the experience. And like I said, I hope for some of you it's going to be easier to get people to go to the theater with you. Like, I tried to get my mother to go with me, and it's like, this is your release. It's Mother's Day. Like, if there's any movie to attend the theater with me for, it's Book Club. Like, I'm making a compromise here for a film that would appeal to you, and she's still like, no. I can't honestly believe it. Like, again, hopefully you have better luck than I do. I'd love to hear, though, what your thoughts are on the movie. Again, like I said, I'm up for another chapter. Easily. I love this. I can't wait to experience Book Club again with a fresh story. Same experience in a whole new way. And that is the challenge, though. Can they top themselves? I mean, I thought the buff cop jokes were kind of funny and everything that tailed from that. But, I mean, can you top that Viagra scene? That was hilarious. I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to wait, you know, for a little while until Mother's Day comes around. But, I'm happy. I'm going to be in the theater. Even if it's just me. Even if it's only me. I'm going to enjoy the experience. I'm easily game for Book Club 2. I can't wait for it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.